If it was my daughter, I would want someone saying her name, looking for her.
Need to not even be in the room or met these girls, but know that we've provided a space for young people in our community.
So the support they provide are unbelievable. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do all of this without their support.
In Tasmania, the statistics alone is there's 71,000 women in Tasmania. That's 1 in 3 women that have experienced violence, trauma, economic and social abuse since the age of 15.
Be Her started when I first heard about the issue of human trafficking, and so at the time I had my newborn daughter at a conference with me, and it was when an anti-human trafficking organisation had just launched, and I remember sitting there in the conference with my daughter on my lap, super excited. It was in Darling Harbour, you know, we're going to go shopping afterwards, and the founder of this organisation started talking about all these little girls overseas that she'd seen on missing posters in an airport, and it still makes me a bit emotional. The kids were missing because they had been trafficked, and it wasn't just 1 or 2 kids, it was hundreds of kids. And hearing these stories of little girls that had been stolen, that had not just been taken from their families but had been stolen to be used for the worst kinds of sexual trafficking you can imagine. And then she went on to talk about how only 1% of these kids are ever rescued. And I just remember sitting there feeling overwhelmed, feeling sick, and just feeling initially like, what can I do? And we came back and thought, well, what we can do is be her voice, and maybe we can actually share those stories with the people in our community. And that's what we did, and that's how Be Her started. Yeah, what was cool after we started raising awareness is I started noticing everyone in Hobart, where we were running events, would talk to me about human trafficking. And human trafficking wasn't this far away term anymore. People from all over our city were aware of this issue, and they were aware of what to look for, and it became an issue that wasn't far away. It became something that people knew about. And I could never have imagined that $10,000 or even that $500 in my pocket when we first started Be Hers would end up being over $1 million. That $1 million changed so many lives. It funded so many different initiatives and made such a difference, but it was multiple people donating $10, $20, $50 every single year and committing to make a difference with what was in their hand, and that's what's beautiful about it.
What really hits for me is the programs and the significant things on the ground that we're able to support. When you do all of that work and spend all of that time in that space and then hear one story of somebody who felt a change and got out of a situation or felt supported, you know, it's all worth it, isn't it?
I kind of came in and was like, okay, what does this look like? We were doing a lot of global work, so working with global partners, funding rescues, rehabilitation. Then I was like, well, you're actually working with people in the sewing centre that have had the same similar experiences. So you've been mentoring them for 6 years. How about we actually then create a program to mentor local women that have gone through the same thing. So now we have this amazing space that we've made look beautiful, feel safe, it's trauma informed, kind of designed so that people feel safe and supported. I've held hands with them, I've cried with them. I've actually been with these women and these young girls and actually have heard all of the stories, and then they're actually at that safe space where they're going, well, I know someone else who this has happened to. Someone else could benefit from coming here and having somewhere to come, to feel empowered, to be inspired, to actually feel like they can actually dream again. Our programs are called Dream Again for that reason.
And to hear that there are people in our community at that age experiencing these things for the first time, a sense of safety and connection and a place to come that is exactly that, it's safe. And so in my world, understanding that freedom and that we're able to provide that same feeling for anybody, and everyone's situation is different.
You know, I've heard stories of young girls that are being dressed up to look older than they are and then photographed, and those photographs being sold. I've heard girls that are young girls that are sitting in cars in local streets here in Tasmania, and then men are coming to actually be serviced by those girls. This is happening here. Everyone just thinks it's such a big, far away thing. And because I think people see movies and they see, like, you know, what happens at a huge level. But in the community that we're in here, we're actually hearing those stories, we're sitting with them, we're sharing their trauma.
I was struggling with a lot of like anxiety, depressions, kind of loneliness or homesickness. That's why I think it's the point where I was coming in here and then try to connect with people, building my confidence kind of things. Yeah, and it's so good to actually provide like a safe space and welcoming everyone and seeing how everyone changed. Like everyone first was like coming into the building, same like me back then. I was so nervous and so shy, and it was a scary moment to come in and then meet new people. But I saw that, and then I'd be able to kind of bring the warmth to the people, and then where they're coming into our hub, they can feel that kindness and the warmth. And it's really important to have this space to actually make people feel like easily to actually open up a bit by bit, and then get to meet new friends, learn new skills, and connect with other people. It feels like it's not just a program or support that we have, it feels like a community.
One of the most amazing things about where we are now is that it's still the same heart and mission of where we've come from. It's ordinary, everyday people choosing to make a difference. And our ultimate goal is to make sure that no one is ever exploited. And when women come through these doors now who have been exploited, we walk alongside them. We take them to lawyers, we take them to the police. We are their safe space. So our heart has always been to love those who aren't seen. This place is meant to be a light place in the city, and that's what we're doing. We're loving people, and it's making a huge difference in their lives. Maybe you're wondering how you can help. Whether it's volunteering your time or giving financially, together we can all make a difference.